Chapter 58. The Problem with Trolls. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is this gonna be kind of Christian-ish, you know? Oh, the dang trolls. Anywho, it starts in Lori's room, and Lori and Naruto were on the computer. Naturally. Lori and Naruto had just created a video of Lori flying in the sky, and she made a message to Bobby saying, "Bobby, will you marry me?" in the clouds. They recently uploaded it on social media. "Thanks for helping me with this video for Bobby, Naruto," says Lori. "No problem, Lori. When you can fly, you can do anything in the air. That, I guess. Sure, don't question it," says Naruto. "That's true." Oh, beep. Finished uploading. "I hope I receive a lot of likes," says Lori. Ow, my head. "I am on my computer and I saw Lori's video. Wow, this is really good. Lori and Naruto did a great job. I got to send them a comment." Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to hit that bell. Also, how does he know that it was Naruto who helped her with it? If I had to assume, it's just Naruto holding the camera, right? Unless for some reason he he did it in selfie mode. Whatever, who cares? I type on my laptop. Lori got my comment. What is this even about? My profile name is Flying Cosmos 3001. It's from JD. "Great video, Lori. You and Naruto did a fantastic job. I hope Bobby likes it." He left a thumbs up and a happy face emoticon. Aw, that's so sweet of JD to comment. Beep, another one. It was from Bobby. His name was Robert Busy Bee 6000. Roberto. Yeah, Roberto Busy Bee 6000. These are not realistic names. Alright. Gugglebum? That's a realistic username. Then again, who cares? "It's from Bobby," says Lori. "It was actually a video comment." What? It was oh, it's a video comment, says Lori. "Let's watch it," says Naruto. Lori clicks the link. So, what? So, he just put a link to a video in the comment? I guess I'm imagining YouTube. They just said social media. I guess it could be anything. I don't know what exactly you can comment, the methods of commenting on other social media sites. Whatever. "Hey, babe, I saw your video, and of course I will marry you. I love you more than anyone in the world," says Bobby on the computer. He turns the camera, and it shows him proposing to her, and he had a beautiful ring. Lori was crying tears of happiness. "Congratulations, Lori," says Naruto. Oh my god. "Thanks, Naruto. I couldn't have done this without you." My ass, you couldn't have. Strike one. It's early this time. All he did was hold the camera, You don't need anybody, right? Just get a tripod or lean it up against something. It ain't hard. But whatever, yeah, just attribute your newfound marriage proposal to Naruto. Thanks, Naruto. Okay. I can't wait for the oh wait. Wait. Oops. Beep. Another one from JD. "Congratulations, Lori. I saw Bobby's proposal, and I'm so happy for you. I can't wait for the wedding." "Thank you, JD. Beep, another one. It's from no one I know. But, oh my back. But this one was going to ruin everything. This message is so stupid," reads Lori. "Who would say such a thing?" She asks. "I don't know. Three computer beeps. Three more came in," says Naruto. "Let's see. You two are so pathetic, it makes me sick." Dear God. "Lori is a dumb blonde idiot. Bobby belongs in a mental hospital," reads Lori. Lori broke down crying and cried into her pillow on her bed. You know what? Let's make a game out of this. I want the comments to be insults to Lori because, come on. I mean, obviously, it's not like this YouTube channel is particularly big, so mean comments are hard to come by, but you don't like, you know, I feel like it's kind of hard to find people who are so outwardly mean and antagonistic to somebody. I don't know. But yeah, whatever. If you can think of an insult for Lori, go ahead and put it in the comments below. I always love people's depiction of the internet in like media, or I guess in this case literature. I'm doing quotation marks, but you can't see it. Literature. It's always so, what's the word? Extreme. hmm Okay. Maybe I just haven't been on social media enough. Lori broke down crying and cried into her pillow on her bed. But who cares? All right? I mean, Lori's character, I guess, would care if people don't like her. But also, like, your boyfriend, fiance, whatever, just proposed to you. I mean, I'm feeling like maybe happiness should be outweighing misery here. Whatever. Bobby belongs in a mental hospital. Um, I just reread that for no reason. That guy's a monster. Beep. Another comment from JD. Hey, who the heck do you think you are? You can't talk to Lori and Bobby like that. I ought to come over there and bash your brains in. Let's watch as James Knutson here perfectly violates the First Amendment, freedom of speech. Like, I mean, sure, it's mean, but they have a right to say whatever the heck they want. Unless it's like, I don't know, promising to do harm, right? If you say something like, I'm gonna bomb the president, sure. Yeah, okay. Report me. I guess whatever. I don't know. I'm not getting into. I need to focus and read. Okay? Like, I add a good 30 minutes complaining about every little thing in these chapters. I can't help it, but I'll try. Then again, anonymity on the internet is kind of an awful thing. It gives people a bit too much confidence to do bad things. That creepy ruined me. He ruined you? He ruined you. Lori's the oldest one here, and 3 mean comments is all it takes. Wait, 4. I don't know. Uh, at least a couple mean comments is all it takes to completely undo her. Oh, my life is ruined because 3 random people. Oh, Meavery, Eileen, Lincoln, and Laney come in. So you were in the house. You were in the house? Why'd you send the comments? If you could have just walked over. Well, of course you're in the house. You merged the houses. Why didn't you just walk over to Lori's room and say, hey, saw the video. That was so cool. Lori, we saw those comments and you are dealing with an internet troll. Oh, is it all from one person? I say. An internet troll? What's that? Asks Lori. It's a slang term for someone that upsets people on the internet by being a total jerk and post mean comments and all that stuff, says Vuri. Answers Vuri. Trust me, they are pests, says Eileen. Lincoln and Laney came to her and comforted her. Lori, what what the hell has Linka done? Lincoln's female counterpart. What's she done? Like, I know she was in the 2 electric rescuers or whatever. But other than that, oh well. Wait. Oh, who cares? Uh, Laura, you should ignore people like that. They will only make things bad for you if you paid attention to them. Lincoln's right. I saw your video and I thought it was pretty cool, says Laney. Me too, says Lincoln. I saw it too, says Vuri. Same here, and congratulations, Lori. Wait a minute. Never mind. My bad. Thanks, Eileen, but who is this guy? Asks Lori. Well, you know what's worse than being a troll and saying mean things online? Being so incredibly insane to go out and find this guy's like location, his address, and then punish him for it. Because mean as he may be, that's what the freedom of speech is for. But hey, you know, it's totally fine because it's the good guys who are tracking people down. Oh my god. I look at his account. Wait, oops. Let's see here, I say. I look at his account, and it was a kooky one. A kooky one? A kooky one. His name is Pizza Pocket 666. That's so kooky. That's so kooky. I say. That's a stupid name, says Lincoln. Oh, right. Oh, hold on. Flying Cosmos 3001. Well, that's not stupid because it's sick. It's so cool. Roberto Busy Bee 6000. That's that's so that's him because he works. I think he's got a job, right, Bobby? Yeah. Those are totally cool. But Pizza Pocket 666? Well, obviously we know it's a bad one because it's got the devil's number in it. Stupid. How stupid could I be? That's a stupid name, says Lincoln. He has the Armageddon number in it. Fitting. Let me see if I can trace him. Do it! Do it! Hunt him down! Burn him! You know? Good old fashioned Salem witch style. See if he floats when you drown him in a lake or a river. I type in a code and trace the account number, name. Oops. Okay. Name to the computer it came from, and it. What? I type in a code and trace the account. Just a code. Okay. Well, crap. Here's hoping this is just all made up. Otherwise, James Nuts in here has a single code that'll track your account or whatever. And it came from, and it gave me a map, and it drew a line all the way to an unknown address. Like hacking in movies, you know? They just type in a bunch of nonsense and it gives them exactly what they need. 2123 Kirby Drive. Lori knew that address. That's Carol's house. Wait a minute, says Lori. But I thought she was banned from all social media sites, says Marie. She must have found a loophole in her ban and got a friend to do it. That cunning little viper. That's strange. Frankly, cunning is a compliment. I mean, sure you followed it up with an insult, but still, I don't think I've heard JD say anything like somewhat complimentary. Yeah, complimentary to a quote unquote villain. At least not that I can remember. When I find Carol, I'm gonna grind her to dust, says Lori, infuriated. Yeah. She's now an internet troll, says Marie. Considering like Carol and Lori are similar, right? If I'm remembering correctly, you know, Carol is also, or at least was, kind of a popular girl char- niche caricature, whatever you want to call it. And I suppose, yes, maybe her life got ruined or whatever by Team Loud Phoenix Storm here. But I don't know. I just can't see her. Then again, I don't know. Children are cruel. I make too many excuses for this garbage fest. The doorbell rang and I answered it, and it was a boy with blonde hair, glasses, and dressed in a shirt. Oh, okay. That's my fault. I assumed it was just gonna stop there. I was about to like lay into James here for only describing the fact that he's dressed in a shirt, and I was gonna be like, why would you only explain that? But no, no, that's my fault. Occasionally it happens, perfect as I may be. Dressed in a shirt, tie, blue jeans, and fancy shoes. It was my computer club friend, Charlie McDonald. Who? Charlie, how's it going, man? And why are you here? Uh, what? I've been monitoring the computer signals and found an internet troll sending messages to Lori. Firstly, he says this as Eddie Deason, whoever that is. Secondly, why in God's name is this random character who we just got introduced to you explaining that he's been monitoring computer signals? Like, Like, have you been actively monitoring Lori or just the Loud House in general? Because that's weird, dude. Maybe if, like, in a previous chapter we got introduced to you and you were all like set up as the internet protector of the house, I guess, is the only thing I can think of, then sure, okay, fine. It's his job. Of course he's gonna do it. But no, this random guy who's apparently a friend of JD's, so sure, I guess he's all clear. But in a vacuum, this is insane. You don't just like. I'd be more concerned about the guy who's just casually monitoring the messages between Lori and Carol than Carol herself. But whatever, I digress. Yeah, I found out too. It's Carol Pingree. I'll say Pingree. I say, Carol, I thought she was gone after the homecoming queen scandal, says Charlie. Who's Eddie Deason? Whatever. That's what I thought too. Come on in, I say. We head into Lori's room. Charlie, says Lori. Do they know each other? Hello, Lori. I saw your video and I thought it was beautiful. Congratulations on the future wedding. Says Charlie. Thank you, Lori, says Lori. Hey, Charlie, says Lincoln. Hey, Lincoln. Oh my god, he's going to introduce himself to every character. Hey, Lincoln. How have you been doing? He asks. Great, thank you, answers Lincoln. You're welcome, Laney. You're doing well, states Charlie. Thanks, Charlie. Good to have you here, Charlie, says Marie. Thanks, Marie. Carol's been sending me neat messages, says Lori, the big baby. Yeah, JD told me, and also you already knew, but I guess we're just gonna say that. Carol needs to be taught a lesson, says Charlie. I agree, says Eileen. Let's brainstorm, says me. I say, my bad. We start thinking, and just when I was about to get an idea, an RV slams through the wall and opened up and out. What? An RV slams through the wall and opened up, and out on a slide came Uncle Grandpa. Good morning, says Uncle Grandpa. You, I, I didn't see it coming. All right, I don't see anything that's coming in this godforsaken fanfic. But this is not what I expected. Oh yeah, let's have the internet troll chapter star Uncle Grandpa and I guess Charlie, what's his name, McDonald, whoever he is. Uncle Grandpa, wow, I say. That's right, JD. I heard you guys got an internet troll problem, says Uncle Grandpa. It's worse than that. The troll is Carol Pingree, Laurie's arch nemesis. I say. Well, I'm more than happy to help out. Let's uh pay Carol a visit. Mr. Gus, giant realistic flying tiger, Pizza Steve, tiny miracle. It's action time, says Uncle Grandpa. Let's go, I say. We all rush over to Carol's house. So, okay, okay. I might have to stop for a second to get something to drink because I'm thirsty as shit right now. Strike two. God. But I need to point out, it's a small thing. We won't take too long. They were brainstorming on what to do before Uncle Grandpa came in. Uncle Grandpa says, let's go get her. And then they all go get her. So they knew where Carol lives, apparently, where she is at least. Yeah, Carol's house, where she lives. And they decided not to instantly go over there and do something. Frankly, the only thing I expect them to do is beat her up. So I'm going to assume that the only thing that they could brainstorm is beating her up again. But I guess they didn't do that until they got Uncle Grandpa and his gang as backup. Thank God, right? Oh, because we all know how pitiful JD and his group is against Carol. But with Uncle Grandpa, they're nigh unstoppable. We all rush over to Carol's house and I knock on the door. Uncle Grandpa hid Marie, Eileen, Naruto, Charlie, Lincoln, Laney, Mr. Gus, Giant Realistic Flying Tiger, Pizza Steve, and Tiny Miracle inside Belly Bag, and Belly Bag was on his waist. I know. Why, though? Why did he do that? I can't wait to find out. Her dad answered, "Hello, hello, JD," says Mr. Pingree, not at all mad at looking at one of the main culprits and beating his daughter profusely and then ruining her high school career, all because she was a bully. Don't get me wrong. If my daughter's a bully, that's a problem. But I don't think um, a bunch of like child superheroes beating her up and then making it so that she has no chance. Whatever. All right. Just as a father, I would launch myself at JD and try and. Then again, if I knew anything about JD, I would. I I guess I'd pray to God. I'd pray to him, wouldn't I? At any minute now, he's gonna whip out his god powers. Hello, Mr. Pingree. Can I talk to Carol? I ask. Sure. Come on in. What possible intentions would you have with my daughter? Knowing what I know about you, how could you? What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Thank you, I say. I walk in and saw Carol's room down the hall. That must be Carol's room, says Bellybag. It sure is, Bellybag, I say. We tiptoe up to the door and I knock on it. I'm busy, says Carol. I better disguise my voice. Why? Why? Why don't you just go in there? What are you, a vampire? You can only come in if you're invited? I better disguise my voice, I say in my head. Out loud and imitating Pat Sajak, whoever that is. Carol Pingree, you want an appearance on America's game Wheel of Fortune. I assume he's the announcer for Wheel of Fortune now. Carol let out a squeal of joy and opened the door and found us all outside and ready to fight. So you just didn't? You couldn't you just open the door? And if it was, God forbid, locked, couldn't you have just knocked it down? Or used your water uh, uh, power that makes it go through solid objects. I forgot what it was called. Intangibility? I don't know. Um, whatever. No, yeah, no, whatever, whatever. She let out a squeal, opened the door. She was ready to fight. Uncle Grandpa changed the room into a medieval castle with lots of warriors. I don't know enough about Uncle Grandpa if that's something he can just casually do, but I mean I know it's a pretty random show, but whatever. Lori, what are you doing here? Asks Carol. Well, you sent those evil messages to me and you will pay big time. Yep. A punishable offense. Being mean to somebody. You deserve it, Lori. I hate your guts after everything you did to me. Justified. Justified. Carol, you're one of my favorites. You're in my top 3 characters right now. You had it coming, Carol, I say. Carol, what you're doing. Good morning. What you're doing is wrong. You hurt Lori's feelings. Bobby and Lori are getting married in a while. Yeah, says Uncle Grandpa. Internet trolls should never use the internet. Well, then they wouldn't be internet trolls, would they, Mr. Gus? Steve can't argue with that. You are one nasty, dumb blonde. Hey, didn't Carol call Lori a dumb blonde? It's friendly fire. Anywho, what did you just call me? Asks Carol. You heard me. Pizza Steve called you a nasty, dumb blonde. Repeats Pizza Steve. You all gonna get it, says Carol, enraged. You see, this is why Carol's one of my favorites so far. She's brave. Outnumbered, like, I don't know, 15-1. She's still gonna fight. I unsheath my sword, which you have. Lori, Lincoln, and Laney spread their wings and destroyed all the warriors in Lori. What? In. Wait. Lori, Lincoln, and Laney spread their wings and destroyed all of the warriors? So, Uncle Grandpa turned the room into a medieval castle with lots of warriors to help Carol? I think Uncle Grandpa's like an agent. You know, he pretends to be on Lincoln's side, but he's actually trying to help everyone else. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Um, and Lori fired a blast of tornadic wind, and it hit Carol and blew her into a wall, and she crashed through. Here, Lincoln, says Uncle Grandpa. Uncle Grandpa hands Lincoln one of his magic swords. That, what? Never mind. Thanks, Uncle Grandpa, says Lincoln. You have lightning powers, dude. Lincoln slashes more warriors, and they explode into balls of lightning. Cool, says Lincoln. Chew on this, says Charlie. Whoever he is, I still don't know who Charlie is. Charlie fired a bunch of lasers from a laser gun and vaporized some of the warriors. Eat all of us? Believe it. Okay. Eat all of us, believe it, says Naruto. Naruto formed a bunch of shadow clones and formed a bunch of Rasengan and destroyed most of the warriors. Eat this, says Eileen. She fires lots of arrows into the warriors and skewers them. Lainey, you could use this, says Uncle Grandpa. He hands Lainey another magic sword, and she slashes more warriors, and they turn into numerous types of fruit and vegetables. A produce sword. Cool. This feels like Magiswords. Why don't you just use your Magiswords that I know you have? Okay, a produce sword. Cool, says Laney. Eat this, says Pizza Steve. Pizza. Why do they all say eat? Okay, a little bit of creativity goes a long way, James. Eat this, says Pizza Steve. Pizza Steve throws globs of hot cheese at the warriors and they cover their view. Giant realistic flying tiger roars. Giant realistic flying tiger flies and splatters the warriors with a rainbow trail. Eat this, says Mr. Gus. We get it! Mr. Gus blows fire from his mouth and fries the warriors. The tiny miracle, I still don't know who that is. I know Mr. Gus, pizza, tiger, and belly bag, but I don't know who Tiny Miracle is. Turns into a killer cyborg and blasts them with lasers, and that is not helping me. Tiny Miracle turns into a cyborg. Okay. Lori and Carol were ripping each other apart. Unlikely. Unlikely. More likely, Lori was mutilating Carol. I've always been better than you, Lori. You know what? I will agree, says Carol. Not anymore, Carol, says Lori. Lori fired a blast of wind and blew Carol through more walls and knocked her out. Don't ever use the internet again, says Lori. Just, yeah. Yeah, okay. No more school, no more internet. You're forced to be either homeless or cared for by your parents for the rest of your life. There is no, I mean, I guess you could work blue collar jobs, right? You know, but nothing you could really build a career out of. Oh, my back. Never use the internet again, says Lori. We did it, I say. You're such a hero. You're such a hero. Later, we told Carol's parents what went down, and Carol was taken away to a special reform school. Do you think they told them everything? You know, let's just point out the fact that you could have just started with telling her parents and then ended with that. Started and ended with telling her parents. I'm sure that would get, you know, a measurable. Why did I say measurable? Whatever, an appropriate amount of punishment, right? Or did you seriously just go like up to her dad and say, "Yeah, your daughter said mean things online, so we came into your house and beat her up and knocked her out and forbid her from ever using the internet again. I hope that's okay." Oh my god. Um, Uncle Grandpa was getting ready to leave. Thanks for all your help, Uncle Grandpa. We all owe you one. I say, anytime, JD, Lincoln, Laney, you can keep those swords, says Uncle Grandpa. Thanks, Uncle Grandpa. This is awesome, says Lincoln. Thank you for helping me, Uncle Grandpa, says Lori. Anytime, Lori, and congratulations to you and Bobby. Well, see ya, says Uncle Grandpa. Uncle Grandpa's RV flew away. Wow, that was awesome, I say. It was. It was. Uncle Grandpa is a great guy, says Marie. Yeah, I just hope that Carol learns a lesson from all this. Be afraid is the lesson. Be very afraid of man children with too much power and crybabies who are friends with such people. And what's that? Asks Lori. Never be a jerk on the internet or there will be terrible consequences. Yep, I mean, granted, you probably shouldn't be a jerk on the internet, but I'm not about to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, don't do it or you're gonna have a visit from the KBG of superheroes." I don't even know what I just said, but maybe it makes sense to somebody. "You said it," says Lincoln. "True to that," says Lenny. Says Eileen. "Believe it." "Believe it," says Naruto. The end. Another fanfiction done. I got the idea for this one from the Uncle Grandpa episode, Internet Troll. Oh, okay, so that's why Uncle Grandpa was a part of this. I also love Uncle Grandpa. He's funny and has a lot of awesome adventures helping kids. I did a crossover chapter with Uncle Grandpa because I thought it would be cool. Let me know what you all think. Also, I hated it. Also, the account names I put on were made up. Oh, you don't say. See you all next time. Uncle Grandpa is owned by Peter Braungart and Cartoon Network. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. I've got my water now. Um, so I hope there. I hope that was proof enough. My mouth was real dry when I was reading that last one. I hope I wasn't swallowing too much or just, I don't know. I hope it wasn't too noticeable. Also, my throat is sore or sick, something. And typically, if I'm reading for long enough, that can happen, but it's happening earlier right now, but I don't think it's because of reading. I think it's just because of something. I don't know. Maybe I'm coming down with strep throat. And if that's the case, then I'm probably going to suffer through the next couple days. But I still intend to read 2 more chapters. I want to get 3 in this video. I keep calling it episodes. Almost calling it episodes, anyways. But yeah, I want to get 3 this time, you know. I don't want 3 videos in a row with only 2 chapters read. Oh my god. Okay. I gotta like not have whatever. Okay, I should get reading. But yeah. Hopefully it's just like something not like strep throat. Yeah, just something that's temporary, you know? Like I'll wake up tomorrow and it'll be all gone. Because the only thing, like, I don't even know what could have caused it. I don't think I've been around anybody sick. At least not anybody who wouldn't have told me. I mean, I had Taco Bell today. I ate. God, I love Taco Bell. You guys like Taco Bell? It's amazing. Genuinely, the only fast food restaurant I can stomach. Well, I can eat Chick-fil-A too. I used to eat way too much McDonald's, but now the only 2 fast food restaurants I eat: Taco Bell, maybe Chick-fil-A, but usually Taco Bell. But I can't eat it too often because I always spend so much money because I want to eat a lot of Taco Bell because it's good. I like it. Anyways, but yeah, that's the only thing that could probably have made me have a sore throat, which is great, making my life hell. Is that a strike? We'll say it's a strike. Um, Also, I kind of just glanced through this one just now, and it is another Naruto chapter, chapter 59, An Evil in the Past. I am in the simulator doing an exercise. Rui, Lady Tsunade, Shizune, Kakashi, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Fu, Lincoln, Lainey, Lori, Anastasia, Penny, and Lisa are in the control room. By the way, I was absolutely saying Sakura's name incorrectly last video. I was saying Sakura or something like that. Or is Sakura the right way to say it? Oh god, I looked it up in everything. I'm going to assume Sakura is the correct way to say it, and that's how I'm going to do it. I keep getting Discord pings. It keeps throwing me off. I'm sure it's nothing. The simulator activated, and I found myself at the Kanabi Bridge. I'm in the Third Great War during the Kanabi Bridge. Maybe I can save Rin. Whoever that is. I see a young Kakashi and his teammate Obito Uchiha about to head off to rescue Rin Nohara. I better follow them, I say. I sneak around quietly and arrive at the mouth. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. I'm fine. At the mouth of a cave as Kakashi and Obito go in. They rescue Rin from the rock ninjas, and one of them causes a cave-in, and I see Kakashi do an act of pure evil and treachery. Kakashi pushed Obito under a boulder, and Obito got crushed. That monster, I say! Almost certainly you could have done something, but whatever. I run and kicked Kakashi in the back. Kakashi crashed into a bunch of rocks and landed onto the ground. He got up and saw me. I'm going to take a sip, but I'm not going to let it pick up on my mic this time. There we go. God, I'm so professional. Okay. Where was I? And saw me. Kakashi, you little monster. Great, now my mouth is too wet. How could you betray your team like this, I ask. As if you don't have... you have super speed. I know you do. And strength, etc., etc. You could totally have saved him. Unless you're implying that you're not that powerful, which I almost certain... I completely doubt you would ever admit such a thing. I don't care. Oops, I read ahead. Insane laughter. Ah ha 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 ha! Obito is just a deadbeat idiot in my way, in my path into power, and Rin is just a slave to me, says Kakashi with zero subtlety or nuance. You are insane, Kakashi. Rin is not a piece of property for your own selfish needs. Obito is your friend, and you betrayed him, I say. I don't care, says Kakashi. That's based, everybody. That's based. Outside the simulator, Lady Tsunade and Kakashi were shocked. What? Oh, right. Yeah, right. Because in just about every simulator video chapter, dear Lord, episode, video, and chapter. That's... Gosh, my brain is deteriorating. Every chapter, a little worse. But yeah, every simulator chapter, uh, whatever the simulator was quote unquote simulating gets brought into the real world, which I guess means that all these characters, Lady Tsunade, Shizune, Kakashi, blah blah blah, also brought in. I don't know. It's kind of weird, right? I've gone too far. It's kind of weird that you would do a simulator like this, especially like with Kakashi watching. Like, why in why I keep wanting to say why in God's name, but I say that too often. Why the heck would you create a quote unquote simulation beating up your quote unquote friend, an evil version, albeit, but I'm not about to, you know, I mean, I guess as a joke, sure, but I really doubt any of these guys know how to make or take a joke. You know? I don't have the words to explain it. Or at least I'm not thinking them through. I'm just too busy. I keep scanning the text and losing my train of thought. But yeah, as a joke between with me and my friend, I'd do it, sure. But this feels more like, I don't know. I mean, there's a difference between like creating a realistic version of my friend in a game. If I mean, I don't think I've ever played a game like that, but but there's a difference between that and like straight up going into a realistic simulation where you are straight up fighting him. That is Kakashi. Evil, sure, but it is straight up Kakashi. It's not a bunch of ones and zeros. It's not an avatar played by a different person. It's Kakashi, right? That's morbid. Why would you do that? I wouldn't want to fight an evil version of my friend that like in real life. So using the simulator, which isn't a simulator and it basically is real life, is the next best, is the next closest thing to straight up doing it in real life. And whatever. I mean, obviously James doesn't like Kakashi if he's going to make a evil version for him for his OC to beat up. It just doesn't make any sense. All right, that's the bottom line of it. This is idiotic. It's stupid, and this version of you, Kakashi, is pure evil, says Lady Tsunade. He's more than that, Lady Hokage. He's a homicidal maniac. He cares about no one other than himself, says Kakashi. No kidding. He is a monster, says Fu. He is a true demon. No offense, Fu, says Naruto. I guess Fu is a demon. None taken, says Fu. I didn't know Obito Uchiha was on your team, Kakashi-sensei, says Sasuke. Obito was more than just a teammate, Sasuke. He was my best friend. He was a goofball idiot like Naruto was. He's the one who taught me what I told you, says Kakashi. Those who break the rules are trash, but those that abandon their teammates are worse than trash, right, Sensei? Asks Naruto. That's right, Naruto. He too wanted to become Hokage like you, says Kakashi. I've got a lot to learn about my predecessor teammate. He and I have a lot in common, minus the Jinchuriki stuff, says Naruto. You sure do, says Shizune. Back in the simulator, I was facing Kakashi. Ran through a tri-prong kunai, and in a flash of yellow light came Minato Namikaze, the Yellow Flash. I'm here, Rin. Where's Obito? Asks Minato. He's under that rock, Minato. Kakashi here pushed him under it as the rock ninjas caused a cave-in. But it's more than just an interdimensional traveling device, the simulator, I mean, because he's straight up creating these. It's a straight up universe creator. Now that I think about it, because what's oops, I unplugged my computer. I don't know how that happened. Oh no. There, done. Anyways, um, it's a straight up creates these worlds, right? And then he can decide whether or not to bring it into his. He created the Naruto world with it, and then he brought it in. What if he brings this in? How are these not like real people that you are straight up causing to like die and stuff in a game? It's a difference between like plugging yourself into a Matrix style video game and straight up transporting to a new universe which you created, where all of these sentient life forms are fighting and killing each other, because it's the third great war, whatever that means. So I assume that there's some amount of death and destruction. It's literally playing God, now that I think about it. And to think I joked about him revealing his God powers. He already had them. Just a straight up universe creator. Oh, what would you like to create in this universe? Oh, make Kakashi evil. Make Sasuke evil. And then what? When you're done playing, you just boop, now they're gone. Deleted. All those people who, as far as they could tell, had lives. I assume you have to give them memories. I'm gonna take a drink, an angry drink. I'm so angry I'm not even gonna bother with the mic. But it's morbid when you think about it. You know, we could talk about JD's body count from when he nuked Quahog, or all the other stuff that he has done or has yet to do. No spoilers, please. Um, but in reality, he's already killed multiple universes of people. I mean, granted, maybe it's like some controlled setting, like, oh yeah, it's a small universe that's entirely made up of Naruto world. I don't know. Is Naruto um does Naruto take place on the same planet as well? Does no, yeah, because One Piece doesn't take place on Earth, so that's not an insane question. So I guess maybe you could make small versions. I don't know. We don't know what the actual heck the simulator even is capable of. Maybe it can create universes as big as the one that they live in currently, or maybe it can only make small ones. Whatever. But if I'm right about creating entire universes, then Um, JD has already killed minimum of, I don't know, 14 billion people. Let's say that. Minimum 14 billion. I'm going to drink something. There. Little epiphany I had just now. That was fun. Um, completely lost my place. Blah, 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 blah. Kakashi here pushed him under it as the rock ninjas caused a cave-in. I say, it's true, Minato-sensei. Kakashi pushed Obito under a falling rock and crushed him. This stranger here kicked Kakashi into the rocks. Says Rin, I see. Who are you, by the way? Minato asks to me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm JD Nutson. You want me to kill this traitor? I ask. Be my guest, Kakashi. You are no longer my student, and you are no longer a ninja of the Hidden Leaf. You are now an S-rank criminal, says Minato. No! I'm a ninja of the Leaf, and I won't let you stop me on my path to power. It's like every single evil person, quote unquote evil person, that JD and his gang have faced, all like instantly turn into these bratty children. You know? No, I am a ninja of the Hidden Leaf. And Carol in last chapter, you deserve it. I'm better than you. It's lazy. That's what it is. Enough, you freak, I say. I go Super Angel. Why? He's a ninja, sure, and he's basically got magic, maybe, but like, there's no way that you need to go like every single time you go Super Angel. I was gonna say it's in Naruto, but no, it originated when he went into hell. You know, fighting the devil. Sure, go Super Angel. That makes sense. Maybe you even needed it to beat the devil. I doubt it, but whatever. But why? Like seriously, does JD have such a deep hatred for all of these different Naruto characters that he has to always go Super Angel mode to just completely embarrass and kill and etc. etc. Whatever. I go Super Angel, and Minato and Rin are astounded by my transformation. Kakashi Hatake, your time has come, I say. That's so cool. I teleport and kick him in the face. You go Super Angel, and you start by teleporting and kicking him in the face. I guess you needed to, go Super Angel in order to teleport and kick him in the face. And Kakashi crashes into the rocks and out of the other side of the mountain. Kakashi is on the rubble. Dang him. Dang him? What are you trying not to curse in your Loud House Revamped audiobooks? How old is Kakashi? Does he still get in trouble with his mommy if he curses, says swears? Who says dang him? Whatever. Kakashi gets up and growls with rage. He's so dead. Kakashi dashes to me, and I teleport as he punches, and I teleport behind him, and I teleport again as he kicks. Stop saying teleport. I teleport in front of him, and I grab his punch, and I kick him in the face, and then he throws a kunai with a paper bomb, and it explodes. Kakashi skidded and saw the smoke from the explosion. When the smoke cleared, I was completely unharmed. No way! Wow, his power is incredible. He took a paper bomb, and it didn't even faze him. Then why were you bothering to dodge? Oh my goodness. Incredible, says Rin. Infuriated growl. I hate you, says Kakashi. My my aura flared to extreme intensity. Oh, here we go. Gotta love when the super overpowered character gives his overly confident speech. Genuinely. I hate characters that are so smug because they know that they're just that powerful. That's why I love One Punch Man. He knows obviously how strong he is, but he's never smug about it. I mean, maybe once or twice. But he's just kind of dismissive of everyone. He's funny. Good for laughs. You hate the fact that you're completely powerless to stop me, that you're completely outmatched. Your father was a total disgrace, just like you are now. Imagine, okay, hold on. unless this universe also has Kakashi's father be a disgrace, but like the normal universe where in the normal universe, Kakashi's father is like a totally chill dude. If that's the case, then okay, sure, who cares? Otherwise, I'm meant to assume that the only thing that's different is Kakashi is evil now. But his father is the same, I'm assuming. And if that is the case, you just called Kakashi's father a quote unquote total disgrace. And maybe, maybe. Oh my. Discord is going off right now. I'm hating it. Hold on. And like maybe it's an instance where even Kakashi hates his dad. Oh, he was a total scumbag. Drinking and gambling. So, stuff like that. I'm just hitting my collarbone. Okay, but yeah. If Kakashi likes his dad, then you totally just insulted his dad in front of his face, because we know Kakashi is watching this whole ordeal. But I guess there are a lot of possibilities where it's actually nothing's wrong, I suppose. Which I gotta quit defending this fanfic, man. You know, not because I don't wish to point out all the ways in which my criticisms could be wrong, because I'm sure I've been wrong about a lot of stuff. Alright? I'm prone to mistakes occasionally, perfect as I may be. Which is why I feel the need to say, oh sure, this is really stupid, unless in this specific scenario, blah 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 blah. I do feel the need to point stuff like that out, but I should probably stop because it is so very hard. All right? This fanfic is so confusing. It's so annoying. It's so mind-bogglingly awful that even though I do want to point out when I am wrong in ways that I could be wrong, it's so hard. It's like an exercise, a mental exercise to figure out all of the different ways. If he just wrote better, I wouldn't have to. All right, or if he was just, if he just gave me all the facts, like a little, bit of text that says, in this simulation, Kakashi's father is a total disgrace, and then boom, done. Then I won't have to go on this little pointless tirade to point out how, oh, that's totally mean to Kakashi unless this or unless that. I'm spending so much time just talking about this now. Imagine feeling what he felt when he returned home from his mission after he abandoned his team. Fool, how do you think he felt when he returned home to the village and was shunned for abandoning his team? Is that. Did you not just say the exact, like, the same thing twice? Whatever. He was a total disgrace and he killed himself because of it. Well, now it's your turn. I hope you enjoy it. Uh, s- um, JD, I understand you mean now it's his turn to die, but following up, well, now it's your turn. Following up, he killed himself with now it's your turn really makes it sound like you in somehow expect Kakashi to kill himself. You can't really make somebody kill himself, you know? Even if it's like mental games or like subtle, it's like subtle ways that you do it. If you have any influence over whether or not a man kills himself, like any influence, any actions with the intent of getting him to kill himself, that in my eyes makes it so that it wasn't him killing himself, it was you making him kill himself. Oh, my elbow. Um because obviously somebody could like bully another guy until he kills himself, but because the bully wasn't trying to get the guy to kill himself, he was just being an asshole. Strike three. Okay. Well, crap. What am I talking about? All right. Yeah, it's just. I, just read. Just read. I dash and kick him in the face and flip into the air. Yeah! I fire a key blast. The key blast hits Kakashi head on and completely obliterated him in a huge explosion. See you in the netherworld, Kakashi. I say. I powered down and Minato and Vin were okay. You are incredible, JD, says Minato. Thank you, Minato, I say. Is Kakashi? Asks Ren. Yes, Kakashi's energy signals has completely disappeared. He's dead. I say. Rin was devastated and she broke down crying and I comfort her. I'm sorry, Rin. I say. I created a monster. Kakashi was one of my best students and I says Minato. Don't blame yourself, Minato. You had no idea that Kakashi was that evil to begin with. I say. I know, but let's go see Obito. 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 I'll just say Obito. I've been saying it that way the whole time anyways. Says Minato. We walk over to the cave and saw that he was alive, but he was hanging on by a thread. Why is this what he asks? Is Kakashi? Asks Obito weakly. Yes, Kakashi is dead. Like, that should not be a priority. I don't know. Maybe he's confused. Maybe he'd be delusional, you know? Maybe he'd be asking for help. Like, who cares that Kakashi's dead right now, man? You're about to die. Dang it. I forgot to whatever. Not important. Yes, Kakashi is dead, I answer. Good. Rin, I'm so sorry. I wish I could be here for you, but I guess I'm not, says Obito. It's okay, Obito, cries Rin. Obito, I can't believe Kakashi did this to you. He was a monster, I say. Yes, yeah. Who are you? asks Obito. My name is JD Nutson, I say. JD. I want you to promise me something, says Obito. Name it. I respond. Please take care of Rin for me. I love her more than anything, and I want her to be safe with you, says Obito. I promise, Obito. You have my word, Obito. You have my word of honor, I say. Obito uses the last of his strength and lifts up his hands, and I take it. His hand, and I take it. A yellow light glows around Obito, and I feel some strange power flow into me. Oh, great. Oh, awesome. Oh, great. Oh, awesome. Into me. JD, I transferred all my abilities and Sharingan into you through my chakra, says Obito. I had no idea all shinobi had this kind of power, I said. I don't think they do. It's my first time doing it, actually. We can only use it when we're near death. Rin, I love you and I will always be with you, says Obito. And with that, Obito died. I need to point something out. There is no possible chance that JD does not already have, slash, will later reveal to always have had, some method of saving this guy's life. So I have to assume that he let Obito die because he wanted Rin and possibly Obito's powers. So, JD, you actual monster, I'm not even gonna, like, say, unless this or unless that. No, 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 no. All right, I am fairly certain JD has, at the very minimum, some kind of healing power. You know, with his water power, similar to Vari. I'm so sure that he's got something like that. There is no chance that this is like psychopathic behavior, man. You know, this is like some oh, you think this guy's a good guy until you realize all of these things were set in motion by him. And he's the true villain, you know? JD knew Kakashi would kick Obito. In fact, it goes beyond that. JD, straight up, like I said prior, has super speed, and there's no possible way he could not have gone in there like that, like the Flash, and saved Obito before he even got crushed by the rocks. Okay? Okay? I'm telling you, all the people that have died aren't because JD is doing some great thing. Why is Discord going off like crazy? Okay, whatever. It's actually been JD influencing things behind the scenes so that he gets the chance to kill these people and then take the people that left behind by who he killed into his quote unquote team. Whatever. And with that, Obito died. Rin was crying hard. Minato was comforting her as I lifted the rock off of him, and I knelt down and closed my eyes in respect. You're so cool, JD. I promise I will look after Rin. Tears drip down. Goodbye, Obito Uchiha. I fire a blast of fire and incinerate the body because you just, I suppose, knew that Obito wished to be cremated and for his ashes to be left in a cave. Whatever. We head back to the leaf, and I deliver the bad news to Kushina, and she cried too. I'm sorry, Kushina, I say. Rin was crying hard still. As they grieved for Obito, I remembered something. Minato, Kushina, I have some strange news to tell you. I say. What is it? Asks Minato. I actually came from another dimension in the future. In my dimension, where I come from, Obito is still alive, and he was fixed up by Madara Uchiha. I say, Madara was alive at. Oh my god, what's all this? There's more! Madara was alive, asks Kushina. Yes, I don't know how, but he survived. He fixed Obito up by infusing the cells of Hashirama Senju, the first Hokage, into him. Mm, excuse me. Into him, and Obito went out to be reunited with Kakashi and Rin. He saw Kakashi kill Rin after she was made the 30 Tails Jinchuriki against her will, and she was to be used as a Trojan horse to unleash the beast when she got into the village. Madara did all that, and made Obito fall into despair, and Obito was gonna get revenge on Kakashi for killing her. In 2.5 years, what am I reading? For killing her. In 2.5 years, you're going to have a boy named Naruto. You name him after the main character of Jiraiya's book that didn't sell well. The tale of the utterly gutsy shinobi. I'm so confused. When Naruto was delivered on October 10th, Obito held Naruto hostage in order to get you, Minato, away from Kushina, and he rips the nine-tailed fox out of you, Kushina. He unleashes the beast onto the village, and it kills 1,200 people. You had no choice but to sacrifice yourselves and made Naruto the third Jinchuriki of the nine-tailed fox. I don't know what you were thinking when you wanted Naruto to be viewed as a hero for containing the fox, but Naruto shouldn't have had his Jinchuriki status kept secret all this time. Secret at all times. I'm having a stroke! Wait! He's been born in your dimension? Asks Minato. Dude! This is insane! Yes, he is 13 years old now and is an incredible shinobi. He inherited your looks, Minato, and he inherited Kushina's personality and knack for creating jutsu. Oh, end it now. But his life wasn't a very pleasant one. He was kicked out of the orphanage at the age of, well, I might as well have him come and explain. Oh my goodness gracious! A vortex appeared and Naruto came in. Hello, Mom. Hello, Dad. It's nice to finally meet you both, says Naruto. Naruto, you are our son! Exclaims Minato. Minato and Kushina hugged him. Look, okay, I'm not sure about you, but the random interdimensional traveler who just came out of nowhere and saved the day, and then goes on to explain all these things that'll happen in the future, and then causes a vortex to open, and some random guy that you've never seen before, though I guess he would kind of look like Minato, steps through and says, "I'm your son." I don't know, man. There's got to be some small bit of doubt, just a little bit, to make it realistic, man. Because this is insane. Everything happening right now is insane. Ooh, I want to break something. But I'm not gonna. But I need to break something. Naruto, you are our son, Minato says. Minato and Kushino hugged him. Naruto met his parents for the first time in his life. As we sat down, Naruto revealed everything. and then and then it becomes a paradox. And Naruto, by telling his parents all the things that will happen, stops all these things from happening, and the entire timeline gets reset, and everyone disappears. You know, correcting the timeline and all that. Then again, it's simulator rules. Anything can happen. Who knows, man? Who knows? Naruto met his parents for the first time. As we sat down, Naruto revealed everything. The third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, was with us. My life has been horrible from day one. I was kicked out of the orphanage at age 3. I was forced to live on the streets and dig through the garbage for food. Everywhere I went, the villagers would look at me with extreme hate. They would talk behind my back, call me names like freak, demon, nine-tails, brat, monster, the works. They would say hurtful things like, you need to die, go back to the netherworld. Okay, is this like uh something JD does? You know, where he doesn't say hell, he says the netherworld? Or is it, or is that actually what it's called? Like what they say? The netherworld here. Cuz like I swear he's never said hell a single time. Granted, he hasn't, I don't know if there's been any cursing in this fanfic so far, but hell isn't a curse unless you use it as a curse. Like, well, I guess like this instance here. But even still, it's fairly tame. And sometimes not using hell can take away from the severity of something. You know, you don't say the netherworld. The nether. You always say hell. I'm not going to count this as strikes because I need to explain it, but whatever. Just a weird idiosyncrasy, I suppose. Die, I will kill you, and more. They would throw stuff at me like rocks, sticks, and more. Deny me service at restaurants, in stores, and overcharge me for expired food. But the worst of it was the angry mobs. I spent most of my life in the hospital because of those attacks. The worst of them happened on my birthday, October 10th, the anniversary of the Nine Tails attack. I also had numerous assassination attempts on my life. Some of them were from enemy shinobi and Anbu with blank masks. Donzo's root Anbu, says Lord Third, whoever that is. Yeah, Donzo, I don't know, still has his root Anbu active, and he's done numerous crimes around the world. But we'll talk about that later, I say. Will we? So to hide my pain, I put on a mask and did all sorts of pranks. I dyed my Hyuga's hair pink. I put itching powder in the Inuzuka kennels. I vandalized the Hokage Mountain. I did it all, says Naruto. I saw Naruto's pranks, and they were funny, so I say. I'd be more like depressed, you know. A kid made out to be a monster in his community with no chance of convincing them otherwise. No wonder he turned to being a delinquent. I'd see it as unfortunate and just plain sad, you know. Uh, I saw Naruto's. Naruto has my prankster habits? Asks Kushina, laughing. That takes me back. Kushina used to be a great prankster. Always made me laugh. But you are right. Jinchuriki usually are never looked at as normal people, but the monsters that they carry, says the Lord Third. That's right, Grandpa. But I have lots of friends, and JD here is my big brother. That's weird. Don't say that to your mom and dad. It's like, don't say that to your mom and dad. You know, like what happens when like at least explain it. Which, as far as I can tell, you do not. That's right, little bro. We have a lot to tell you about the dimension we now live in, but we'll take you all there if you like. I say. Yeah, no, they don't explain it. I mean, maybe they will later, but still, I would make it clear that they are not related brothers. You know, it's just a friendly platonic. Sure, whatever. It's like, yeah, here's Naruto, your son. Also, he's my little brother, which implies to them that they're gonna have two kids, and you're gonna be first. In fact, you're gonna be if they think that you're gonna be first, they may as well stop with you, since you're so powerful and so cool. I wonder if you can hear me eating this ice. Anyways, I snapped my fingers and merged the leaf with the leaf in Lake Street. Claire and the exercise ended. Lake St. Clair, I'm an idiot. We explained numerous events that have taken place in Naruto's dimension. Numerous things happened that made sure those events never came to pass. Rin was now one of Naruto's future wives. The end. Another fanfiction done. This is so great! I wanted to do a simulator exercise where I travel back in time to in a simulator environment and use my powers to make the events that happened not happen. I won't bore you with the details. You just did! You just did! It turns out I have omnipotent powers in my stories. Oh, turns out, as if you don't know that. What? What do you say turns out like you're not the one who decides? I, I used a scenario from Dragon Ball. Just like I woke up the other day and just somehow my fanfiction had these new powers typed out. JD can speak to dolphins and sees through time, as if your computer's cursed by your OC, haunted by your OC. I used a scenario from Dragon Ball Z where Trunks kills Android 17 and 18 in the future. He came back from and made it my style. I saw an evil Kakashi in a bunch of fanfiction stories and incorporated that into this. I hope you all like it. See you next time. This sucked. This is the worst so far. I cannot believe this. And why do we keep coming back to Naruto? Infinite possibilities with your stupid little simulator, and you come back to Naruto 3 times or 2 times for a total of 3 Naruto visits. It's whatever. Oh no, this is a long one. Chapter 60, The Lion's Angel. Vuri is in the simulator. Vuri? In the simulator? By herself. By herself. We're getting a Vuri chapter? Oh my god. Dude, I can't even begin to think of the last time Fareed did even a fraction of something important. And now she gets an entire long chapter, mind you. Woo, what the? I won't spoil anything. That's crazy. Me, Eileen, Jesse, Anastasia, Woody, Nart. Woody, too! Holy! I mean, he probably won't do anything important, but that's the first time in 20 chapters, probably, maybe even more, that Woody's even been mentioned, Maybe he'll say something. Just one thing. That's all I need. Anyways, me, Eileen, Jesse, Anastasia, Woody, Naruto, Sakura, Fu, Ino, Rin, Hanada, Lincoln, Lainey, Lana, and Lola, Penny, and Lisa are in the control room. The simulator activated, and Vari found herself in the Shinjuku district in Tokyo, Japan. She saw half of the Shinjuku City Hall Tower engulfed in a weird red mass. Oh man, I'm in the battle against D Reaper. I know it's probably from an anime, and it's probably a lot cooler than that. Cooler than what I'm gonna make it out to sound like, but I kind of think it's funny to say D Reaper. So, for my own sanity, I'm gonna say the Reaper. Oh wait, the Reaper. Whatever. I'll just say D Reaper. Me, the D Reaper? This is terrible, I say. Are you guys not the ones choosing this? Why? Okay, I haven't even pointed this out, but why do people who enter the simulator keep being surprised by where they end up? Who's doing this? JD? Lisa? Those are the only 2 people I can imagine who would be typing the prompts into the control room. And if so, why wouldn't you run it by Vuri? Especially if it's something to be concerned about, like the battle against the D Reaper. Whatever. What is the D Reaper? Asks Lana. It was a program created to control the growth of artificial intelligence. The D Reaper, Dreeper. I'll say Dreeper. The Dreeper was created and programmed to delete programs that exceeded their original parameters. It was based on the Reaper program that was designed to destroy the Morris worm virus back in the 80s by the United States Department of Defense. I say, answer. Exactly, the Reaper program was designed for that purpose, but this Dreeper sounds like it poses a serious threat to the world, says Lisa, who is the only other person who I assumed entered in the prompt to the simulator, acting like she doesn't know she says that like she doesn't understand what's going on. So I guess maybe she entered it, but she doesn't know the full extent of what she entered, but also decided not to tell Faree who's going in there, or JD, or anybody. I don't know. Like I said, I try and make excuses for this fanfic. Technology is not my strong suit. No offense. What? Technology is not my strong suit. No offense, Lisa. It's interesting, but not for me. What was offensive there? What was offensive that you needed to say, no offense? I don't like tech. I mean, no, not even that. I mean, she said it's not for me, which isn't exactly. But, like, she said, technology is not my strong suit. No offense. As if it's some kind of insult to not know a bunch about technology. Wouldn't want to offend what? Brainiacs? Stereotypical smart types like Lisa here? If you said no offense after you said it's interesting but not for me, then yeah, sure, that's a little bit more understandable, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. None taken, Lola, says Lisa. Technology was never my strong suit. It's too complicated for me, says Eileen. I know how you feel, Eileen, says Lainey. This is really weird, says Lana. This is really fascinating for me. Computers are neat, says Penny. Oh man, I'm having a blast. I find all this interesting, but why would the Dweeper want to attack the world? Asks Jessie. I don't remember the full story, but we'll find out in time. Let's watch and see. I say, come on, everybody. Well, not everybody, but you could have had Woody say something like, I don't use computers, I live in a tree. Something stupid like that. That's all that I need to prove that he's still alive. Varee walked up to the red mass of the Dreeper. This is bad. I got to destroy this thing, says Varee. Human beings are insignificant creatures and don't deserve to live, says question mark. Who said that? Asks Varee. Out of a bush came Jerry Katow. Katow is sure how I'm going to say it. But there was something wrong with her. Jerry? Wait a minute. You're not Jerry. You're one of the agents of the Dreeper. Correct. Subject Varee Knudsen says ADR001. Okay. What have you done with the real Jerry? Asks Varee. Your concern is illogical. The Dreeper has therefore concluded that all humans only desire destruction. Emotions such as love, sadness, anger, and happiness do nothing more than make you weak. This is true. I am a emotional wall. And that is why I'm so powerful. It says ADR001. I can't believe that. Love makes you stronger. Love? I mean, yeah, to an extent. Not simply being in love. In a movie way, I'm sure it does. But like from a logical standpoint, it could if like you see your loved one in danger and that provokes you to do things you otherwise wouldn't, or maybe that triggers adrenaline, which makes you capable of things you normally couldn't be capable of. You know, two sides to the same coin is potentially not the correct term to use there. We will keep reading. Love makes you stronger, says Varee. Varee dashed and punched the clone in the face and sent her crashing into a building. She arose from the rubble and was in her true form. So this is your true form. You sure are ugly, says Varee. Yes, human beings do not deserve to exist. Oh, you're just going to take that, ADR001? Just straight up agree? Yes, I am ugly. Um, Human beings do not deserve to exist. Humans are worthless creatures that only cause destruction. I'm not gonna disagree with you, actually. Human beings are pretty bad. Except me. I'm pretty cool. Wait a minute. What? Hold on. They are worthless creatures that only cause destruction. They created Digimon to fight battles and load data so that they'll get stronger in strength and ability. Humans in Digimon must be deleted immediately. Are you serious? This is a Digimon chapter? I'm more shocked that this has anything to do with Digimon. I figured Digimon was roughly the same level as Pokemon in terms of maturity, but now it's got some kind of apocalyptic scenario where a program is trying to eliminate all human and Digimon life. Is this like something that happens, or is this like some kind of weird crossover between Digimon and some other whatever Dreeper here is from? I could believe it. JD's pretty weird. Excuse me. Otherwise, that's kind of just nuts. Like, I would not have expected Digimon of all things to turn out like this. Then again, I didn't watch any of it, actually. I was going to say much of it, but I don't think I've seen a single thing from Digimon. I'm talking too much. Da, 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 da. So this is YouTube for me, sure, ugly. Shut up. You have no right to decide that. We have a right to live and to protect the people we care about. That's something a warped freak like you can never understand. Human beings wage war, destroy other human beings, and therefore their existence is pointless, says ADR001. It's a good point, I'd say. Shut up. Shut up, says Bree, who I can only assume doesn't have a retort. I mean, I'm never a true fan of, like, black and white scenarios, you know? Sure, human beings wage wars, but the people who decide those wars are who you should really be looking at, you know? Most soldiers probably don't want to go to some dangerous land where they could get shot and killed at any minute, you know? I'm sure a lot of people, given the choice, would make so that wars just straight up couldn't happen, you know? That peace is forever. And those are the kinds of things that I wish, you know, I feel like if it's such a smart artificial intelligence, it could see the nuance, the layers to stuff like this. But yeah, whatever. I guess that would also make it, and then actually that make it less of like a bad guy that we have to stop, and more like a bad guy that maybe we shouldn't stop. You know, like maybe he'll kill a lot of people, but maybe that would ultimately do good for us. And then there's like a conflict of interest, you know, moral conundrum there, something like that. You know, should we let him kill all of these people that could potentially make wars happen, or test bombs, and, you know, stuff, you know, the real people who causes trouble. Whatever. You get the point, though. This has nothing to do with with the fanfic. The agent continued to talk its head off, and Vuri got angrier, and her hair flared aqua blue and back to aqua green. Her eyes were flashing to purple and back to blue. What, is she going to explode? The ground started shaking violently, and lightning was striking the ground around her. Ah, she will also have lightning powers, I guess. She then unleashed a new transformation in a massive explosion of aqua blue light, and Vri became a super angel. Okay. Hey, didn't JD originally become a super angel when he straight up got like a heavenly sword from one of the archangels or something like that? Just, you know, pointing that out. Food for thought. She had aqua blue hair, purple eyes, and an aqua blue aura that was emitting extreme power, and her energy levels had skyrocketed dramatically, and her wings were spread. In the control room, we were flabbergasted. Vuri became a super angel, I exclaim. Whoa, Vuri looks awesome, says Lana. She looks amazing, says Anastasia. How did she unlock this power, asks Lola. Good question. It must have been the constant babbling done by the agent about how the Dreeper will wipe out humanity. It triggered something in Vuri. Her power is incredible. She can win now. Okay, great, yay. You know, frankly, here's something I wouldn't ever expect JD to do. You know, he could have Vuri agree, because Vuri, excuse me, because Vuri isn't human. At least not all human. She's a mermaid, and there's reason to believe that like a mermaid would want humanity, at least some of it, wiped out. You know, all the polluting, and then she'd be like, "Oh, well, maybe Dreeper isn't so bad," and then She sides with that. I mean, sure, she's been with JD and all of his friends for this long, and heck, I bet they exist in a world without pollution. Some bullcrap paradise, Candyland stuff like that. But like I said, food for thought. It'd be kind of cool. Anyways, she can win now. Hinata had her Bakugan. Oh my gosh, I remember Bakugan. I never watched the anime, but I had all the little figures that were balls, and then you could make them open up into their robot-looking counterpart. Oh man, honestly, some of the coolest toys I had. I wonder what happened to them. Anyways, Byakugan is what I'm going to call this. Byakugan active, and she looked away. What do you see, Hinata? Asks Fu. Her energy is so strong that it's like looking at the sun, says Hanada. So cool. Wow, Rui's power increased dramatically, says Rin, stating the obvious. Incredible, says Yeah, incredible. We've seen JD's Super Angel transformation, and he overwhelmed Kakashi Sensei without any problems, says Sakura. Yeah, says Naruto. This is unbelievable, says Jesse. Everybody! I swear, everybody said something except Woody! Back in the battle. I won't let you destroy the planet, you monster. Viri fired a key blast and it hit the agent in the head, and the agent was destroyed. That takes care of that. Now to find Jerry, says Viri. Viri looked around and sensed something in between the two towers of Shinjuku City Hall and flew out to it. I am reading like a schizo. As she flew, she saw a big fight going on. Lots of explosions destroyed numerous agents and more. Looks like the Tamers have their hands full. I hope they pull through. So you're not gonna help them? Miss Super Angel? I guess Mrs. Super Angel? Just saying, kind of leaving their fates up to luck. I'm sure they will. Don't get me wrong. Knowing JD, James Knutson in his writing, they will. But realistically, I'd have swung down there, helped out for at least a little while before returning to trying to find this singular person that you're looking for. I don't know how important Jerry here is, but whatever. Viri felt something invisible. There's something here, says Viri. Beelzemon and Kaluman show up. Beelzemon and Kaluman? What are you doing here? Asks Viri. Same thing you are. Kaluman thinks he knows where Jerry is, says Beelzemon. Kaluman jumps onto the invisible field. Can you break this open? Asks Kaluman. We'll try. Get on me, quick, says Viri. Kaluman did so, and Viri fired a key ball, and Beelzemon fired his guns, and they saw a giant red sphere appear, and it was suspended in midair between the towers of the Shinjuku City Hall building. Oh man, I think my frontal lobe is melting. Viri looked into a crack and couldn't see anything. Beelzemon, Beelzemon, can you widen this crack big enough for me and Kalamon to get through? Asks Free. I can try, answers Beelzemon. I keep saying mom. Beelzemon. Beelzemon widened it big enough with his strength. There, Free, bring Jerry back safely. Bring Jack. I did a horrible thing to her, and I want to redeem myself. I can't change the past, but I can try and help her, says Beelzemon. Excuse me. I will try to help her, says Vuri. Vuri and Kalamon got through and swam down, and they saw another orb. Inside it was Jerry Katao. Jerry, thank goodness, says Vuri. They got into the orb and landed by her. Jerry, thank goodness you're all right, says Vuri. Jerry didn't look up. Jerry, what's wrong? Asks Vuri. She didn't answer. Jerry, it's me, Kaluman. Aren't you glad to see me? Asks Kaluman. She's sad for some reason, says Vuri. Vuri then decided to go into her Oh, well, remind me again. Vuri the mermaid has water powers, yeah? Uh-huh. So how do you think she does this? How do you think she does? Oh, she used her psychic powers and entered her mind. Well, duh. I don't even know if like we've ever seen or like been given exposition, where it's like, oh, Varee has psychic powers because of this, or just, you know, prior mention of said psychic powers would be appreciated. You don't even have to explain it. I know that's asking too much, Mr. Nutson. But you can at the very least say something about how they just exist. Granted, maybe I forgot. Maybe I forgot. Anyways, maybe it's something to do with being super angel. Yeah, super angels have psychic powers. Everybody knows that. Let me just readjust or resituate myself. Let me just change position there. This is so uncomfortable. I'm not gonna, whatever. Rui used her psychic powers and entered her mind. She saw a horrific and dark past. Her mother died of a terminal disease when she was 5, and it devastated her. Her father, Tadashi, excuse me, tried his very hardest to look after her, but it was never enough for her, and he remarried, and Jerry never got along with her stepmother and her stepbrother. She wore a mask to hide her pain and made lots of friends. I don't know why lots is capitalized, but whatever. Takato Matsuki has a crush on her, and she became a tamer, and her partner was Leomon. But a tragic day befell her in the digital world. Beelzemom destroyed Leomon, and it devastated her a lot. She blamed herself for what happened and thought her destiny was to always be alone. Okay. uh, I don't know anything about uh, Digimon, but it sounds like weirdly dark. I don't know. I'll never know. Vuri snapped out of it. Vuri, what's wrong? Asks Kalumon. Jerry, are you sad because of what happened to your mother and Leomon? One of those seems a bit more important than the other. I mean, granted, I think Digimon, despite being digital creatures, are like sentient. I don't know. Like, why would you like? Maybe you just wanted Leomon as a friend. Like, maybe you didn't have to bring him to the digital. I don't know. You know what? I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try. I don't know anything about Digimon, so I'm not gonna. You know. Jerry got up and looked at her. How did you know all that? Asks Jerry. Because, like you, I do have a dark past. That doesn't answer the question. What you should have said is, because I have psychic powers and I looked into your mind without your consent. Whatever. Because, like you, I do have a dark past. When I was 5 years old, my parents were killed by evil mermaids from the dark side of the legend. Such a stupid name. The dark side of the legend? It's like you have to. Like, we know that, believe you me, I understand that evil mermaids are from the dark side of the mermaid legend. Whatever. But mermaids aren't real. You know what? That is a frankly somewhat realistic response. Mermaids are real, insists Vuri, but I have special powers that enable me to do all sorts of things. But I saw your past, and I can tell that you've been through a lot. You've never had your Digimon partner destroyed by an evil Digimon. How would you know? Dude, I don't even know. I can't even begin, okay? I'm not about to say Digimon lives don't matter, you know, because, I don't know any, like I've said a billion times now, I don't know anything about Digimon. But, like, her parents died, okay? It's not like, I don't know if, if having your Digimon partner die is a special kind of pain, one that is nowhere, like, not comparable to losing like your parent slash parents. Sure, maybe it is, but there's no way it's worse than losing your real life parents. Okay? If I had to choose between my Digimon partner and my like dad, I'm choosing my dad. Maybe my Digimon is sentient and we're so close. I may have said the F word. I don't even know what I'm gonna do when I hit more than 3 strikes. Whatever, I didn't complete it, so I'll just. Anyways, maybe my Digimon partner and I are like super close, and maybe it's sentient, and we've spent a lot of time together. That's great. I've spent probably more time with my dad. And my dad is also not some digital creature. I don't know what the heck Digimon are or what they do other than fight other Digimon. You know? I mean, Pokemon have uses in real life, you know? All of their utility. I guess also you could make a career out of just straight up battling. And maybe you could maybe did you it's so confusing because Digimon means digital monsters, you know? So I have no idea if these things can interact at all with the real world. I'm pretty sure they can. I think. I think that's what's been happening. But I don't know. Like I said, it's there's no way I would ever care about my Digimon more than my parents. Okay? Maybe I'd care about them equally as much, but never more. Because my parents are my parents. So, sure, maybe Vuri hasn't lost her Digimon partner in battle. And maybe that is sad. Yes, I'm sure it's sad. I don't know. I can't get past that. Like it must be a specific pain. A very specific pain, you know? Like losing your mother. Oh, that probably tore you up. Oh, that must have been the hardest thing in your life. Losing your Digimon partner? I guess that was something else, but still very impactful. But there's no way you were sadder about your Digimon partner than your mother, unless, of course, your mother died when you were at a young age, which maybe you. I've been ranting for so long. I think I've. Da, 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 da. Hold on. Yeah, when she was 5. So yeah, I guess you haven't spent. I guess you could have spent more time with your Digimon partner than your parent. Dude, I've been going on too long. Okay? It's just it's stupid. All right, we'll leave it at that. I can't keep I wish I could better describe why this just is so dumb to me. Oh, you've never had your Digimon partner destroyed by an evil Digimon. How could you know? That's just so stupid to me. But I feel like I could better explain why if I like actually watched Digimon or something. Whatever. You're right. I don't have a Digimon partner, but I can tell that you and Leomon were very close. I also can tell that you and your mother were close too. I know how hard it is to lose a member of your family, and I know how much it hurts. The pain never goes away, I can tell, but your destiny is to never be alone. That's not how it that's not how it works. Uh, Everyone has the power to change their destiny, and it lies within their heart. Oh, your destiny is to never is wait, what? I think what James meant to write was, but your destiny was never to be alone. Yeah, because now it's implying that her destiny is straight up that she will never be alone. Oops, I knocked over something. I hope I didn't make a mess. But yeah. Anyways, which like counteracts what she's saying about how you can change your destiny. This is just funny. Yeah, you're never going to be alone. That's your destiny. But that's not how it works. Everyone has the power to change their destiny, and it lies with your heart. So yeah, you can be alone. Everyone's destiny is never set in stone, says Marie. Maybe my destiny was to always be alone, says Jerry. Okay. No, that's not true. You have a lot of friends and you made them a part of your life. Takato loves you more than life itself. He's always been there for you. Takato has strong feelings for you. Yeah, but has he ever lost a Digimon partner to an evil Digimon? How would he know? He probably has. He's a Digimon character after all. You can't let the past haunt you like this. Losing my parents was rough, but I know that they will always be with me in my heart and in spirit. I have learned how to let go of the past and move on towards the future, says Rui. How can I? Asks Jerry. You can start by being with your friends and let go of your sadness, guilt, and regret. You can't live in your life in sadness. You can't blame yourself. Dude, I've been ranting for so long. I thought I had like a lot more done, but I've been talking mostly about this stupid "oh, you haven't lost your Digimon partner" thing for so long. I've probably been recording this segment for like 30 minutes already. I have to get a gosh darn move on. Oh my god. You can start by being with your friend and go and say you can't. Oops. Guilt and regret. You can't live your life in sadness. You can't blame yourself for what happened to your mom and Leomon. It wasn't your fault. Beelzemom is on the path to redemption. He feels so terrible about what happened and he wants to save you. I know how much Leomon meant to you, but he will always be with you in your heart and in spirit as long as you remember everything he and your mother taught you. You'll never be apart as you'll never be apart as long as you believe in yourself and keep them in your memories and your heart and spirit. Jerry then started to realize everything Varese said, and she broke down crying and hugged Vari. Aww. Just let it all out, Jerry. Let it all out, says Vari. I hate being alone. I want to be with everyone. Okay. A bit of a this is what we call a paradigm shift. Um, hold on. Oh, okay. I think I kind of used paradigm shift in a correct way. Whatever. It's extremes. We're hopping from one extreme to another. I want to be with everyone. Also, I know Digimon is a kids show, but I want to be with everyone. Would not my choice words. Maybe I'm just too old. I'm old and immature. Because I can imagine another way in which that's inappropriate, but my immaturity is what makes me think it's inappropriate. When frankly, it could probably just straight up be seen as heartwarming. Anyways, I want to be with everyone, says Jerry. I know, Jerry. It's okay, says Ruri. In the control room. Oh, poor Jerry, says Sakura. She's been through a dark life too, says Fu. That's sad, says Hanada. Poor girl, says Ino. Oh man, says Rin. I feel her pain. She's had dark past too. Wait, let me just read this out. She's had dark past too. She is had dark past too. I'm assuming she's means she is. Wait, can she's mean she is and or she has? Or is that like an unofficial thing? Because now that I think about it, the only time I see the apostrophe s, I assume it's a replacement for the word is, but I've never seen it for the replacement of has. Although I think people use it like that sometimes. Whatever, it's not important. Regardless, it would still be she has had dark past too, and it's still grammatically incorrect, and you need an A between the had and dark. Anyways, like most of us, says Naruto. I know, little bro. God, stop calling him that. Her past was a tragic one, I say. Lola, Lana, and Penny were crying, and Eileen was comforting them. Okay. Marie was comforting Jerry as she cried for 30 minutes. She began to feel better. Thank you for helping me get over my grief, Vari, says Jerry. It's no problem, Jerry, says Vari. Kalumon floated over to Jerry. Jerry, you're back, says Kalumon. Kalumon, it's so good that you're okay, says Jerry. Thanks to Takato and my friends. You too, Jerry. What? Whatever, says Kalumon. Jerry, Kalumon, let's get out of here, shall we? Asks Vari. Let's, answers Jerry. Stay close to me, says Vari. Jerry and Viri and Jerry held hands, and Viri flared up her aura, and outside, aqua blue beams of light ripped through the red orb, and it exploded with incredible power. When the smoke cleared, Bilzamam saw that Viri, Jerry, and Kalaman were okay. Thank goodness you're all okay, Jerry. I'm so sorry. What I did is beyond forgiveness. I don't need anyone to tell me that, but I can't change the past, says Bilzamam. I forgive you, Bilzamam, says Jerry. And just like that, conflict gone. I mean, you could have said something like, I don't know if I could forgive you yet, and I don't know, maybe make a little mini arc about that, but whatever. Bilzamon felt grateful. Let's go, says Vuri. Vuri, Jerry, Kalaman, and Bilzamon. Dude, I hate reading these names. Kaluman and Bilzamon flew to the building where the monster makers are at. They arrived and went into the office, and everyone was shocked to see Jerry okay. Bilzamon reverted back to Impmon, and Vari explained everything. Everyone was horrified. That's terrible. Jerry, I'm very sorry about what happened to you. Losing a family member is really tough. Take it from me, says Mr. Yamaki. I know how you feel, Jerry, says Riley. Me too, says Tally. Takato, Henry, Rika, Rio, Kazu, and Kenta came in, and Jerry was reunited with them. Jerry, thank goodness you're back, says Henry. Wait a minute. Didn't we see Jerry go home? Asks Rika. No, Rika, that was not Jerry. It was one of the Dreeper's agents that was made to look like her. Uh, she was planted as a spy to gather information and learn how humans work. Suddenly, a massive earthquake rattled the area, and the Dreeper changed it into its true form. The Mother Dreeper. That must be its main core. Its power is unreal. I don't think we've ever faced a monstrosity this powerful before, says Vari. Like, are you talking to them? Or, like, are you speaking aloud? Are you, like, acknowledging the people watching the simulation? Like, who are you speaking to? Because, like, JD has straight up fought the devil. Your fiance. So, like, surely you're not talking to him. Unless the Mother Dreeper here is more powerful than the devil himself. Whatever. Suddenly, a massive earthquake rattled the area, and the Dreeper. Oh, I'm rereading that. What do we do? What do we do is what Takato says. What else? We fight, says Rui. Ooh, that's tough. When a golden light shined down on Jerry and he sort of. Don't tell me Jerry is gonna get Super Angel Mode 2. Kill me now. It had a golden yellow blade with a lion. Oh, that's gross. My bad. You didn't see what I just saw, and you'll never know what I just saw either. So forget it. It had a golden yellow blade with a lion etched into it, and the runes were in a strange language that were in the word Lionheart. Leomon's voice was heard. Jerry, can you hear me? Asks Leomon. Leomon, is that you? Asks Jerry. Yes, Jerry, it's good to hear your voice again, answers Leomon. Me too, says Jerry. Jerry, take the sword. It belongs to you, says Leomon. But I don't know anything on how to fight with a sword, says Jerry. Trust me and remember, you have a lion's heart, says Leomon. Jerry took the sword, and she suddenly sprouted yellow angel wings, and on her forehead was a lion symbol. She was imbued. That's actually really stupid looking. Imagining it, that's really stupid looking. You know, Harry Potter had a lightning bolt on his forehead, and it looked sick. An entire lion on your forehead? I don't know. Even if it's just a lion's mane in its face, I still think that looks kind of stupid. You know, it either have to be small and thus kind of silly looking, or like really big and thus incredibly silly looking. Whatever. She was imbued with all of Leomon's strength and power, and was, as well as the knowledge on how to fight with and without a sword. How convenient. I'm ready, says Jerry. Let's go, exclaims Vari. Biomerge Digivolution. Whatever that means. Biomerge activate, says Takato. Gilmon biomerge too, says Gilmon. Takato and Gilmon merge together, and they turn into Gilmon's mega level form. Galantmon, says Takato and Gilmon together. Biomerge activates, says Henry. Oh my god! Oh my god! No! You evil bastard! You sick freak! I can't do this! My throat is killing me! Biomerge activates, says Henry. Terriermon Biomerge 2, says Terriermon. Henry and Terriermon merged together and they turned into Terriermon's Mega level form. Mega 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 Gargomon. Mega Gargomon. You know what? That's kind of fun to say. Mega Gargomon. Mega Gargomon. Mega Gargomon. Mega Gargomon. I need to drink something. Better. Anywho. Biomerge activates, says Rika. Renamon Biomerge 2, says Renamon. Rika and Renamon merged together and they turned into Renamon's Mega level form. Sakuyamon, says Rika and Renamon. Biomerge activates, says Rio. Cyberdramon Biomerge 2, says Cyberdramon. Rio and Cyberdramon merge together and they form and they turn into sight. Oh my god! My brain is not reading correct. Rio and Cyberdramon merged together and they turned into Cyberdramon's mega level form. Justimon, says Rio and Cyberdramon. Biomerge activates, says Kazu. Gardromon Biomerge 2, says Gardromon. Kazu and Gardromon merged together and became Hyandromon, says Kazu and Gardromon. Biomerge activate, says Susie. Lopmon Biomerge 2. I keep going in to itch my nose and it's never enough. So Lopmon Biomerge 2, says Lopmon. Susie and Lopmon merged and became Lopmon's Megaform. Cherubimon, says Susie and Lopmon. Oh, that's it. Okay. Humans and Digimon working together. Perfect. Let's go, says Vuri. The battle that will decide the fate of humanity and Digimon has begun, and they went out and fought with incredible power. Mega Barrage, says Mega Gargomon. Numerous green energy missiles were fired and they hit numerous agents with lots of explosions. Sakuramon flew up. Amethyst wins, says Sakuramon. Sakuramon released a purple energy flower petal wind and it obliterated some more agents. Atomic Ray, says Hyandromon. A blue energy beam went through numerous agents and destroyed them. A huge explosion followed afterward when it hit the Dreeper mass. Storm of Judgment, says Cherubimon. A huge lightning storm appeared and numerous lightning bolts struck the Dreeper mass and lots of agents. The Mother Dreeper was hit lots of times. Shield of the Just, says Gallantmon. Mega Gargomon. Mega Gargomon. Anywho, sorry. My brain is coping. A huge Shield of the Just, says Gallantmon. A huge blast of red energy fired from the shield and okay. Kind of weird that a move called Shield of the Just is actually offensive, but whatever. Fired from the shield and it hit the Mother Dreeper in the face, head on with a huge explosion. Vuri, Jerry, and Beelzemom were flying over the mass. Let's attack it together with our strongest attacks, says Vuri. You got it, says Beelzemom. Right, says Jerry. Kamehame. Oh my god, says Vuri. Beelzemom fought a pentagram with his blaster. Corona Destroyer. Hilarious, says Beelzemom. Fist of the Beast King, says Jerry. Ha! Finishes Vuri. They fired at the same time, and the attacks combined, and when they hit the Mother Dreeper, the powerful attack exploded with incredible power. The explosion was so powerful that the mushroom cloud covered 1/10 of the area. Then it probably killed a lot of people. Did it work? Asks Jerry. When the smoke cleared, the Mother Dreeper had been 75% blasted apart. That did it, says Vuri. Negative, Subject Vuri Nutson, says Mother Dreeper. A figure emerges from the remaining structure of the Mother Dreeper, and it was the Jerry agent, but this time it was faceless. This one again? Wait a minute, it's different, and it's more powerful than when I faced it. Let me face it, says Vuri. Vuri went out, and she and the agent clasped hands. Okay. Humans and Digimon exist only to destroy or be destroyed. An exercise in futility. Humans desire total annihilation. Total annihilation, therefore, their existence is pointless, says Mother Dreeper through the agent. Like I said before, you have no right to decide that, says Vuri. Neither do you. Vuri punched the agent in the face. Hey, you just said it was faceless. So there. Punched it in the face, and a vicious and ferocious fight began. Vuri punched it in the stomach, and the agent punched Vuri in the face. Oh my god! The agent actually hit Vuri? That's crazy. I can't believe that. Also, why the heck is Vuri, who is a super angel now and has water powers, psychic powers apparently, and I'm just gonna outright and Dragon Ball's Super Saiyan powers, I guess. Why is she fighting hand to hand? Huh? Or at the very least, incorporating her other powers into her hand to hand combat. You know, Water Fist, Kamehameha Punch. You know, small stuff like that makes all the difference. Um. Anyways, the agent punched Vuri in the face, and Vuri kicked it in the mouth. The agent punched Vuri in the face again. You are persistent. Mother Dreeper punches Vuri in the head, but you're only delaying the inevitable. The agent kicked Vuri in the stomach and kicked her in the head. Honest to God, it almost seems like Vuri's gonna lose. I mean, she won't. We all know she won't. Vuri belched out a small amount of blood. Jeez Louise, what the heck? Why of all the times for James Knudsen to have one of his characters uh, uh, like genuinely struggle in a fight, why would he have it be his made up fiancée? Why? That's so strange. It could be anybody. It could be anybody. All right? Heck, it could even be him. But like seeing as JD here is a self-insert, you'd think that the guy who self-inserted himself would like I don't know, not want to see his quote unquote fiance get beaten up and start spitting out blood and who God knows what else. Hold on. I got up to throw something away. I'm on my way back. It's okay. It's okay. I want to read more. I love reading. Anyways, Vuri! Yells Jerry. Jerry flew in. The agent punched Vuri in the face and kicked her into the Reaper mass. You do not deserve to exist, yells the Mother Dreeper. Vuri exploded out of the mass, and Jerry slashed the agent's cable. We do deserve to exist, says Vuri. Vuri punched the agent in the stomach with devastating force. You don't, says Vuri. The agent disintegrated. Thanks, Jerry. You know what? Out of spite, I say Vuri lost that fight. Out of spite. Because Jerry flew in and helped. So, I believe that we finally, in my headcanon at least, have finally seen one of the main characters lose a fight. And for some strange reason, it's gosh dang Vuri. Okay, we do deserve to exist. You don't, blah, blah, blah. Thanks, Jerry, says Vuri. She turns to the rest of the Dreeper. I've had enough of this. Vuri raised her hands into the air. People of the earth and Digimon of the digital world, share your energy with me, says Vuri. In the control room, Vuri's using the spirit bomb. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that makes me happy. I'm smiling right now. You can't tell. Vuri's using the spirit bomb, I say. Spirit bomb? Asks Eileen. It's the ultimate attack. I saw it on Dragon Ball Z. It draws energy from every living thing around the trees, the water, Water isn't living. All life, I mean, there's living stuff in the water. And even the sun and the moon, well, I'm not even going to get into that. When it's strong enough, it's released as one massive ball of energy. I answer. Incredible, says Eileen. But will it be strong enough to take out the Dreeper for good? Yes! I mean, like, yes! Like, a combined attack from Jerry, Vuri, and Bilzamon was enough to take out 75% of it. Do we think a spirit bomb would be strong enough to kill the remaining 25%? Probably yes, most likely. Yes, it will, Lana, I answer. Everyone on Earth raised their hands and, like, heck they did. Alright? I wouldn't know to raise my hands. I don't know enough about Dragon Ball. Maybe some people would, but not everybody. Anywho, everyone on Earth raised their hands, and everyone in the digital world channeled their energy, and the energy from both worlds poured into Vuri at an accelerated rate. A massive energy ball the size of the moon formed, and Vuri condensed it to the size of her hand. Sick. Making it more concentrated and more powerful. That's stupid. Like, making it... I mean, I guess if you make it smaller, that makes it harder to hit people. But also, I'm pretty sure it's going to explode in a giant explosion anyway, so who cares? I don't think condensing it should matter that much. Of course, maybe that is something you can do with a spirit bomb. Like I said, I don't know enough about Dragon Ball. Making it more concentrated and powerful. Dreeper. This is the power of humans and Digimon working together. Now perish. Spirit bomb, says Furry. She threw it into the heart of the Dreeper mass, and it exploded with enormous power. The explosion was so powerful and so devastating that it completely obliterated the entire Dreeper on Earth. The explosion also went down to the digital world and obliterated it completely there. The explosion traveled throughout the network and erased all traces of the Dreeper from it completely. When the smoke cleared, a huge crater with a tube hole was where the mass was. What? A huge crater with a tube hole was where the mass was. Yep, I read that correctly. It was a hole that led to the digital world. Yay! Very powered down. Powered down? Right. And she was a little tired. Yep, got your butt kicked by an agent, and you were in angel form this entire time, but oh, I'm only a little tired. Whatever. At last, it's finally over. The Dreeper's energy signal has completely disappeared, says Vuri. Luckily, the building everyone was in was protected by a heart bubble created by one of the marine Nanjimon's heart bubbles. Okay. The merged Digimon changed back and they all cheered. The city was under repair, and Vuri, Takato, Henry, Rika, Jerry, Kazu, and Susie were heroes. In the control room, we were cheering wildly. She did it, I say. Way to go, Vuri, cheered Eileen. You rock, girl, exclaims Anastasia. She is awesome, yells Jesse. Affirmative, she is awesome, says Lisa. Vuri, Takato, Henry, Rika, Jerry, Kazu, Kenta, Susie, and the Monster Makers. Oh, the Monster Makers and the Digimon were heroes. Vuri offered to have the Tamers, the Digimon, and their families move to Detroit, and they accepted. Awesome. The exercise ended. Jerry now lives in my mansion. Turns out her stepmom, and stepbrother now have a close bond. The Digimon Sovereign, I can't say that, Zukiomon, Azulongmon, Beihumon, and Ebonwumon now live in castles in the cardinal points on the Detroit and Royal Woods city perimeter. Takato and Jerry are now boyfriend and girlfriend after Jerry revealed her feelings for him. The end. Another fanfiction done. I watched Digimon back when I was a kid. Seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4 were really exciting. I had numerous favorite Digimon, so it was extremely hard to pick just one. The reason is because there's over 1,190 plus species of Digimon, and the number is still growing with each season. Digimon also have a name derived from a subject at random. One of my favorite is Burning Greymon from season 4. His Japanese name, Vitramon, is derived from Vritra, the evil dragon god of fire in Hindu mythology. That honestly just checks out completely. Of course you'd like that one. Of course, it's also an evil dragon, so watch out. I started watching Digimon back in the year 1999, and it was the advertisements that got me hooked on it. I stopped after season 4. this chapter was a little dark when Jerry's past was revealed. I had no idea that Jerry went through all that. She had a dark background. The strangest episodes I remember were Season 1, Prophecy, and Season 3, Azu Longmon explains it all and his kingdom for a horse. What? Never mind, I'm almost done. Prophecy was very enigmatic. Let me know what you all think. See you next time. Digimon series is owned by Akihoshi Hongo, Toei Animation, Viz Media, Bandai, Fuji Television, and more. Thank God. I should not have read 3 chapters, but I did because I love doing this. Oh, okay. Honestly, my throat feels better now. Maybe I just had to yell out all of the pain. Um, I hope you guys hated this one because your continued support of this is partially why I keep doing it. I guess I also made a promise, but now I'm starting to hate you. All right? And I hope don't subscribe and don't leave a comment. But please do. It but please do. Anyways, goodbye. Hope you liked it. See you next time.